This is Kelly Greger with Missouri Institute of Mental Health, and I'm here today with Dr. Dean Klinkenberg. Hi, Dean. How are you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing well, Kelly. How are you?
Dean's going to be doing a presentation for us entitled How to Become a Better Grant Writer coming up soon. Dean, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I have a lot of experience in the grant writing world. I have a PhD in clinical psychology and worked as an academic psychologist for a whole bunch of years. And a lot of the work that I did was working with community organizations on projects where we worked with people where they lived or where they worked, where they lived their lives. We got a lot of federal grants to fund the research that we were interested in. So I had a lot of exposure working with federal agencies in particular, but also with some foundations that had specific ideas that they were looking to fund. Because I got pretty good at getting grants, eventually I was invited to serve on review panels, so I got the opportunity to see the grant writing process from the other side, where the applications are being evaluated. So I served on review panels at the National Institutes of Health and for SAMHSA, and I've helped some foundations with grant reviews too. So I've kind of, I've been lucky enough to see the grant writing world from a lot of different perspectives, which I think really helps me prepare other people for the process.
The program is called How to Become a Better Grant Writer. Give us a little bit of background on what you think you're going to talk about during the program.
Well, what I want to emphasize up front is, what I really want to do with this is I want to offer a whole bunch of practical steps and tips that people can take. I want to give you a lot of solid information that you can use to improve your grant writing abilities. There are never any guarantees, of course, when you're writing a grant. But what we can do is we can become better grant writers. We can learn how to become more persuasive in our grants, so we have a better chance of succeeding with what we submit. So I'm going to take you through, three main areas. I want you to understand who you're writing for. I think it's very important to know your audience. These days I work as a professional writer, and that point is more clear to me than ever, that you have to know who you're writing for. So we're going to go through a few steps to help you understand your audience. And then we're going to go through a typical grant application, and we're going to break it down into its component parts. And I'm going to go through each of those parts and describe what the expectations are for what you should be including in those parts, and give you some clear ideas about what you should and what you shouldn't include in there. And then we're just going to wrap it up with a whole bunch of tips. And a lot of it comes from my experiences writing grants, making mistakes, reading other grants that people submitted and the mistakes that they made. I'm going to give you some very practical ideas about things you should and shouldn't do when you're submitting your grant proposal.
It sounds fascinating, and we're so glad you're going to be able to present that for us coming up soon. Watch for it at mimhtraining.com/events, How to Become a Better Grant Writer. Thank you very much, Dr. Klinkenberg, and we look forward to seeing your presentation.
Thanks, Kelly. Looking forward to meeting you all.